Alright guys, we made it up here to the Thomas Mountain Trailhead. About to take this puppy on, see how the 1300 GS does. I've already done this trail. This is up in Highway 74. Not sure the exact name of this route, but it goes from Pyramid Peak Road to, I forget the name of this road right here. But yeah, you just make a left or right on Pyramid Peak Road, depending if you're going south or north. But yeah, there she is. Got it set up again with the Black Collection tail bag. This Moto Pockets little fanny pack thing on the handlebars. There's the trail. It's a beautiful day out here. Let's get on with it. Can't forget to throw this thing in enduro mode. I always have a tendency to remember to do that once I'm already on the road. Not sure how this view looks for you guys. Still testing it out. Hopefully it's fine. Might have to sit down for most of this stuff. But obviously I'm gonna have to get up for certain bits here, bits and pieces. I didn't air out my tires. I don't think I need to. The sand here, I've ridden this portion of the trail before and it's not incredibly soft, and there's not a whole lot of big rocks that I need to worry about, to be honest, or loose gravel or anything like that. This is a very beginner friendly trail in my opinion. Once again, I have like zero off-road experience. Well, I shouldn't say that. I used to off-road it when I was younger on smaller bikes though, and we're talking, I must have been, man, like 15, 16 years old, 39 now. So that should give you guys an idea of how long and how inexperienced I am. But yeah, this trail, I find it pretty beginner friendly. So if y'all are here in the Southern California area and have an adventure bike and haven't taken it off-road yet and are dying to take it out on these trails, take it off-road, I mean, I highly recommend this Thomas Mountain Road. It's very nice, super nice, especially if you're anywhere in the desert, Coachella Valley area like I am. You definitely want to come up here during the summer to ride trails versus going down to Borrego Springs or what have you, because I know it gets very hot in the summer down in Borrego Springs area, which isn't good for riding off-road. Once again, I apologize if the camera angle when I'm standing looks shit. I'm just testing it out. After this first trail run, I'll stop at the rest area for a little coffee break and to review the footage to see if I need to use a different mounting system. I also have a chest mount I brought just in case for better shots that I'll just transition in and out of. For now, I'll try to keep my head basically tilted down as much as I can, but I also need to see the trail in front of me. So again, I apologize if this view looks kind of weird or too floaty. And also too, if y'all are expecting to see some crazy footage right here of like me riding, going like, you know, full hammer down, this ain't the video, guys. I'm very new to adventure bikes and more new to riding trails. This is my second time coming up this mountain. First time I didn't have a chin mount on my helmet, and so I didn't get to record it. But I did ride as far up as the first campsite on this side. This is the south side of the trail, I believe. And I had a blast, man. I enjoyed it a lot. It was so much fun. So that's the goal again in this video. The goal in this video is to A, get to the campsite, and then B, complete the whole loop. This loop wraps around from Pyramid Road all the way up to like Lake Hemet, just outside of Lake Hemet, I believe. So we'll try to take it all the way around today. Man, I should have brought my goggles, guys. I got all kinds of bugs trying to fly into my visor, my vent, or whatever you want to call it, the eyelid area. But yeah, I try to keep it as entertaining as possible. More or less, this is for you adventure riders out there that are just starting to get into it, like myself, and are nervous about doing trails or afraid, whatever you want to call it, have anxiety. And I'm just out here to show you that you don't have to be scared, man. Worst case scenario is you just turn around, man. You hit a patch or see a patch that you don't think you'll be able to go through, just turn it around. Not a problem in that. Also too, this area here hasn't really seen rain in a long time. Or not in a long time, a few weeks, I guess. Shouldn't say a long time because it did rain not that a couple weeks ago, but as you guys can tell, it's pretty much dried up now. Last time I came up, which was last week, there was a few patches here and there of some muddy stuff, but nothing too intense. Once again, dude, my skill level is, I want to say, a 0, guys, on off-roading. Literally a 0. And I'm sure a lot of you guys will critique me in this video of my my lines or whatever, and that's fine. I want you to critique in the comments, guys, about my lines and my technique and what I should be doing. Right now I'm running in second. I don't plan on getting out of second. Like I said, I'm fairly new to this off-road game on a big adventure bike, so I don't want to go ride past my skill limit or get myself into a jam. I'm also by myself. Granted, most of this trail I still get cell service, which is a good thing. Luckily, the BMW also comes with an SOS button down there by the throttle. So if I were to get in a big pickle, hopefully I'm still by my bike and I'm able to press that SOS button if I were to need to. So I'm not too concerned. But yeah, just coming out here to have fun, get some XP, you know, riding some dirt, some off-road. There's a little bit of loose sand here and there, as you guys can tell. I don't know how well that makes out in the video, but it's out there. Just mostly on the outside of the trail, right all along that. And I apologize for my heavy breathing. If it comes across on the camera, on the audio, I am pretty nervous, not gonna lie. I'm a very high anxiety person to begin with, and just doing something like this helps me conquer that anxiety. I love doing this kind of stuff, man. You know, just riding outside my comfort zone. One thing I regret not doing on my S1000 that I wish I did before I traded it in was do a track day. But the problem is, as you guys may know if you've seen my previous videos, I don't own a car. I don't own a truck. I don't own a four-wheel vehicle. Motorcycles have been and are my main source of transportation and commuting for the past 3 years now. And I don't plan on, unless I hit the lottery or something changes in my financial status, I don't plan on buying a car or a truck or anything like that anytime soon, especially now that I have this bike. This bike is just such a well-rounded bike. I mean, it's an absolute pleasure to ride this thing, guys. BMW hit the mark with this bike. And honestly, I really can't give my opinion too much on what the best adventure bike is, or if this is the ultimate adventure bike, because this is my first adventure bike. But I am very happy with it as far as just being a commuter and an all-around just fun bike, man. So much fun on this thing. I mean, look at what I'm doing right now, dude. Sure, some gnarly hardcore guys on street bikes might be tempted or might do stuff like this, you know, slap some knobbies on their bike and go at it, but I'm not that guy, you know, especially on a S1000, dude. That bike cost me, I bought it during like just right after COVID, I believe. So I got COVID taxed, and it cost me just north of $25K after taxes for the M package and all the bells and whistles and stuff. It wasn't the M1000, it was just the double R, the S1000 double R. But yeah, it had the heated grips, it had everything. It was a really comfortable sport bike, I will say. Just definitely not. It's still a sport bike, and it would never be as comfortable as, say, an adventure bike or you know, all those other type of bikes like the XR or the single R, whatever. But saying all that being said, it was still a very comfortable sport bike. At one point I was thinking about throwing bags on it, some SW Motec bags, and yeah, just keeping it for a long time. But then you know, you go down the YouTube rabbit hole and you start seeing these guys on GS 1250s and Ducati Multistradas and big ADV bikes, and man, I just caught the bug, guys. Watching videos on YouTube is an unhealthy addiction I have, because then I end up buying the stuff I see. But anyhow, yeah, so I saw a few videos on guys riding 1250 GSs, and I just fell in love with the 1250 GS platform. I saw it and I was like, holy crap, dude, that thing looks like a Rhino. And lo and behold, that's its nickname, is the Rhino, I believe. And yeah, I was in love with that thing. And it just, you know, guys will praise how comfortable it is, and how capable it is on and off road and for long riding. And that's one thing I've always been interested in, is doing doing long tours on a bike. I've always wanted to go across country on a motorcycle and just do long rides, man. Just explore the big United States. It's so big, and there's just so many states and things to see that yeah, you could do it in a car, sure, but there's just a freedom that comes with doing it on a bike, and just having the ability to go off-road like this and explore trails and whatnot. Look at that view, man. Explore trails and be able to go so far on not that much gas. I mean, I fill this thing up from empty with like $24 of 91 octane, and that's California prices for you. So out here for 91, we're damn near $6 a gallon. So I'm not sure what it is for you guys over across the pond there, how many liters that is, but yeah, it's about $6 a gallon out here in Cali where I live. And yeah, $23 fills her up, and it lasts. I haven't really looked at hard numbers, but I'm guessing I get about 150, 60 miles per full tank. So yeah, that's quite a bit of traveling on not that much money. And obviously, depending on the car you get, you could get better gas mileage, you know, hybrids or whatnot. But I want to see a hybrid go off-road. I'm sure some hybrids with the right setup could do a trail like this. This isn't that bad, as you guys can see. But regardless, you have to modify it and spend more money modifying the thing. You know, getting a proper suspension, getting proper tires, yeah, just all that. Probably want to add a skid plate to it so you don't bust a hole in your oil pan. And yeah, whatever else you want to do to it, luggage and all that. Granted, I have to buy luggage for this thing too, but that's all I have to do is buy luggage. I don't know how much more protection I'm going to get this thing. I will be looking at a Turotech, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Turotech headlight guard, because that's the one thing missing. And I'd hate to break this light or crack it or whatever, because I'm pretty sure it's hell of expensive. So yeah, that's next on the list. And I've also been told by a guy named Kyle I met over at BMW Motorcycles of Riverside that I should invest in a thicker skid plate, that the skid plate that comes on the trophy edition is basically just cosmetic. You know, yeah, it'll stop you from certain little bumps here and there, but anything major will puncture and break that skid plate. So he recommended I get a heftier skid plate, which I'm going to heed his advice and do that in the future. But I already spent a pretty penny on the GS itself. These bikes are not cheap. Oop, getting squirrely there. Soft sand. Woo! Might not look like much in the video, guys, but that definitely had me puckering. Anyhow, yeah, so I'm going to get in the future for sure, get a heftier skid plate. And then also invest in maybe some upper crash bars, because right now I only have the crash bars at the bottom covering the cylinder heads, I guess, that came with the trophy edition. So I want to get something that covers up the upper fairing and whatnot. But that'll be later on in the future. That's nowhere in the near future, unless again I win the lottery or something like that. Because I have a lot of trips planned. A lot of trips planned over the summer. I'm not going to do any crazy like BDRs or nothing like that. Just because that's like some hardcore stuff. And I want to take that stuff on when I get a lot more experience under my belt. And once I have this thing armored up real nice and proper. And also better tires are definitely on the list of upgrades for this bike for sure. But I'm just gonna wear out these tires first, go through a summer with them, and probably by the end of summer or a little bit before that, I got a trip to Moab in September, and I want to have some proper off-road tires for that trip for sure, so I can have a better time on these trails and not worry about soft sand too much. I'm not sure what the conditions are in Moab as far as soft sands go, but also I'm gonna stay away from all the technical trails. I'm gonna stick to whatever you boys on the internets recommend as far as trails out there. I'll go on forums and whatnot and find a big heavy adventure bike friendly trail out in Moab I can ride. My buddy who's coming with me, he's got a T7 Tenere. Shout out to Old Blue. So his bike will be a lot more capable, but still, I mean, it doesn't weigh that much less than my bike. In reality, it probably only weighs maybe 100 pounds less. Yeah, I know you boys are gonna say 100 pounds is a big difference. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm definitely lighter than Old Blueski. So yeah, what he makes up for in motorcycle weight, I save on body weight, unless he goes on a diet. Just kidding, Old Blue, you're not that big, bud. Just kidding. Anyhow, yeah, so I got big plans, guys. Big plans for this thing. Right now, just for the most part, the next couple months, I'll be riding this trail, trying to get faster and better on it, and you know, just get my experience up. Try to learn this thing like the back of my hand. So you can see there's a little bit of loose gravel here, nothing too bad. This is a part that kind of scared me when I first did it. You know, I'm like, oh god, there's a lot of like different textures there, different terrain. But yeah, it's not too difficult as long as you take it slow. You know, a lot of times when motorcycle accidents happen, well, I shouldn't say that, because there are times when momentum is your friend, and if you go slow, you'll eat it. I've seen a lot of videos on guys going too slow on, especially on soft sand, where you really do require momentum to get through it. But as you boys know, that speed can definitely get you in a lot of trouble if you don't know what you're doing. So ain't nothing wrong with going fast if you know what you're doing, because going slow will actually wreck you just as easily as going fast, if not even easier. You know, you boys know that from doing slow speed maneuvers for sure. But I'm really loving it up here, man. Down in the desert it's probably like 100 today, around there. Up here it's probably like 75, if that, maybe 70. We'll check my thermometer, my temperature gauge on the GS here once we get to a nice little spot here. I can sit down. So yeah, 70 degrees is what it says on my temperature gauge. Beautiful day to ride. Not a cloud in the sky. You got a couple little ones actually right over there. Sorry, I lied, guys. But yeah, it's a wonderful day, man. I'm stoked to be out here. Stoked to be out here doing this, man. Stoked to be blessed to be able to afford such a beautiful bike that the gods over at BMW Motorrad have created. So just a little bit of history. I've always been a BMW fanboy. Before I got into BMW motorcycles, I've always owned BMW cars. I've had a 135i that I modified and tricked out. Made that thing a little rocket. I only had that for several years. I've had a BMW station wagon that I tricked out. I believe it was a 535i station wagon, a 2002. Love that thing. You know, put a bike rack on top, did the old Hot Boy thing. But ended up getting rid of that. And because I got into trucking, so I ended up being a long haul truck driver for a couple years. And when I did that, before I did that, I got rid of all my four-wheel vehicles, because I planned on, well, I did live full-time out of the truck for a couple years. You know, I still would visit friends and relatives and whatnot, because you got to get out of that truck. For all you long haul guys or guys looking to get into trucking, you got to take some me time, man, and just ask for some home time after a few months of being out there on that road. Request some home time, man, and go on a little vacation, dude. Go visit some friends, go visit some family, couch surf it, and just get out of that truck for a couple weeks, dude, because that shit will ruin your mental stability real quick. I know it ruined mine. I did a stretch of like 6 months at one point, and I was starting to go crazy, all cooped up by myself in the cab of that truck. So I ended up taking hiatus. I actually quit that company, went home, and yeah, took a little 2-3 month hiatus, got a job bartending, which is my current job now, and then did trucking again during the off season. And yeah, now I'm back to bartending, guys. And bartending's a good gig. You just got to find the right spot, man. You know, you don't want to be in a sleepy hole in the wall spot unless you're some old timer or somebody that already sitting on a good chunk of change. You're not going to make any money there. Easy money, but it's going to be slow coming. So yeah, I recommend you find a nice hotel bar or lobby bar or a popular dive bar, a nightclub, whatever, man, and bartend there. You'll make tons of cash. You know, some of these guys take home north of $2,000 a night. Well, not a night, but on a weekend. You know, on a nice Saturday, Friday night, they'll take home like $3-4K, man, after the weekend's over. It's a great gig. If you're a people person, I highly recommend it. That's the thing. You have to be a people person. You can't bartend and hate people. You truly have to be a people person in order to bartend. I've known a lot of guys in the past that are bartenders that just hate people and it never works out for them. They end up becoming like a cook or something. And ain't nothing wrong with that, guys. Whatever you do for a living, man, just do that, do it well, and be proud of it, man. You know, thank God you have a job and you're employed and you're making money, because it's tough out here. I get it, dude. It's tough out here, and I'm just fortunate enough to be blessed to be able to afford these toys like this. And I mean, truthfully, I wouldn't even call this a toy. This is, like I said, this is my means of transportation, so I get around. So this is, to me, this is more than a toy. This is a this is a necessity. So here we are, the first campsite. I'll go ahead and pop up in here, and yeah, we'll take a little break and check it out. Little squirrely here. See, some people have been here since the last time I came. So this is the exact same spot I was at last time. Don't like where I got, but whatever. Alright, I'll resume when I get back on the trail. So this is the first campsite up here. I think it's like the yellow post camp or something like that. They got a restroom over there. It's got a few places to set up camp. They got one there as well. The one I'm sitting at now, just having a coffee. Got one right there. Looks like there's another one up there, but I don't think that's actually a campsite. No, that's just the road. And then looks like there's one down there as well. Yeah, there's one down there. That one looks nice. That one looks primo. So yeah, I'll probably just hang out for a few more minutes and then continue up. So the road I took to get here starts over there and then comes up behind that and then keeps going that way and then loops up that way. So that's where we'll be heading. Alright guys, we're back on the trail. Just took a little coffee break, taking the scenes. So that was as far as I went last time. So this is all new to me, boys. Up here, you guys are gonna experience it for the first time with me. So hopefully we don't catch any snags, or yeah, hopefully everything goes smooth. Got a little bit of some sand here right now, nothing crazy. Nice little tree branch or root, whatever that was. Yeah, a little bit of soft sand, but again, nothing too crazy. Yeah, this trail, man, I'm really pleased with this trail, man. I'm so glad. So I ran into a guy named Bob. Shout out to Bob over at Cycle Gear one day when I went in there to buy my XD4. And really nice man, dude. I like that guy, dude. I like that guy a lot. He was super friendly, really excited to see the 1300 GS in person. And I would be too. I expect it, because it's such a new bike and not too many people have seen it out in the wild. But yeah, he came up, said hi, introduced himself. Really nice guy, man. Not sure what kind of bike he has, but he does have like an enduro style adventure bike. And me and him are planning to go on a couple trips, couple rides as well in the future. Shout out to Bob. But he's the one that recommended me this. So my initial thoughts when I first got my GS was to go out to Borrego Springs and the deserts out there by the Salton Sea, which is about the same distance as this trail is to me from my house, about a 40-minute ride. But yeah, I went out there to Mecca at least, and if you guys watch my videos and seen one of my shorts, I try to go out there, but to this particular trail off Little Box Canyon, but it's just completely out of my comfort zone, and way above my skill level. At least the entry part of it. I've been told by several people that once you get past the soft sandy entrance, it becomes hard packed. Unfortunately though, I made a bunch of beginner mistakes. I didn't air out my tires. I didn't have my bike in enduro mode. That was a real dumb mistake. I went in on road mode and kept wondering why my tire would dig and stop like a dummy. You know, I'm coming from street bikes. I mean, obviously my S1000 had a bunch of ride modes too, but it was like track and dynamic and whatnot, and you know, all I've ever known is street riding. So it didn't occur to me to put in enduro mode until I was struggling there. I must have been at the entrance of this little trail for like damn near felt like an eternity, but in reality it was probably like an hour, digging my bike out of holes my rear tire would dig, and I would get it stuck down to the frame repeatedly and then just dig it out, rinse and repeat. And then after about the 6th or 7th time, believe it or not, I was sitting on the bike while it was on, and I was like looking at the screen and stared up at the little right hand corner, and lo and behold, I still had it on road mode. And it was like a light bulb went off. I'm like, ding, put it in enduro. So I flipped this bad boy into enduro mode, and man, dude, another rookie mistake is you don't want to start off from first gear from a dig like that, because I damn near Superman my bike out of there. I mean, this thing did like a pretty much 12 o'clock wheelie out of the hole, because I just slipped the clutch and gave it the beans, and it came out of the hole. But yeah, I almost ate some pretty good doo-doo, some pretty good crap there for a second. Luckily, I let go of the throttle, the thing came down, and yeah, all was well. But that was enough off-roading for one day for me. I immediately turned it back, pointed it back to the road, and off we went. And that's when I recorded that Insta360 video of Little Box Canyon. So I would like to go out once I get seasoned doing these type of trails and give it another whack. Also too, once I get some knobbier tires for sure, but that'll be a wintertime riding. Got that advice from my buddy Bob. That's what he said. He says he comes up here during the summer since the weather's so lovely, and then does those desert trails in the wintertime, like September through February, basically, if the rains permit, because it does rain out there, and that's, as a lot of you adventure guys know, that's kind of a big heavy adventure bike's weakness is mud and really soft sand. Obviously there are pros out there. I saw this guy in the desert of Dubai on a 1250 GS riding the sand dunes out there, but that guy's a legend, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a legend. I'm just a shitty YouTuber trying to entertain you guys with some GS content. And I do it for myself too. I enjoy making these videos, man. I like sitting at home and watching this stuff later on, and yeah, it's fun, man. I enjoy doing this. Shout out to all my 87 subscribers as of this video. I never thought I remember making the channel thinking, oh, I'm lucky if I get 10. I'm at 87 now. That's huge for me, guys. I really do appreciate all the feedback and the views and the likes and the comments. Honestly, it means the world to me. You know, I grew up, obviously, as most of y'all have, watching YouTube and watching guys hit trails, and you know, I started watching guys on supercars and stuff like that when I was a kid, and that dream soon shattered. But I still watch the videos because, you know, who doesn't like Lamborghinis and Porsches and whatnot, and BMW M5s and M4s, all the M's, dude. They're so sick. But yeah, I mean, here I am now making content and getting subscribers, dude. It's wild to me to just think of that. So thank you guys so much, man. It really means a lot to me, and I hope to keep making these videos for y'all. As long as I'm healthy and able-bodied, I will keep making content, even if y'all don't like it or even if y'all don't watch it, because I just enjoy doing it for myself. Yeah, so thank you guys. Thanks again. And like I said, I will have a lot more gnarlier stuff in the future. I plan on doing some moto camping at some point, but right now my biggest hurdle is financial. I have basically, the type of work I do gives me the summers off, so I have literally 4 months to film content and travel and do whatever I want on this bike. And obviously my biggest limitation is financially. You know, camping gear is expensive. Racks and panniers are expensive. You know, gas and all that stuff I'm not really too worried about. I can afford the gas. I can afford food and lodging. It's just if I want to do some moto camping, that's where the biggest financial challenge is for me. So there's another campsite, it looks like, here. Oop, better pay attention to where I'm going. Oh man, the road splits off. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go here. I'm gonna have to consult the Google Maps here, guys. Hold on one sec.